Hey, Dragon Bell. Hiya. Hiya. You gotta look at it. Tree 32. I'm pretty good. Pretty good. I honestly thought it was Thursday when I first woke up. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do some Throwback Thursday, and then I realized it was Friday. It felt stupid. It felt like I couldn't play anything throwback because I missed it. That'll happen. I had kind of a weird week. Wasn't very nice. It sucked. Flashback Friday. I could do that. That works. That's like 2 words that work. Damn it! Yours was rough too. I'm sorry. That sucks. Yeah, mine wasn't super bad, but it was just, I don't know, it was kind of bad. I'm sure it could have been a lot worse, you know. Let's go 79. 79er. One more week and then vacation. Nice.
All teams, field ops deploying an outbreak zone. Ready to work.
Helicopter.
Requiem disruptor satellite has moved into position. Ready to kick in the front door.
Team, get to the uplink station and bring the dimensional disruptor online.
Max ammo.
Nice and slow. Nice and easy. Oh, went right over it.
Omega target eliminated. Well done.
Sometimes the crate will go through the ground when you blow it up like that, so it might have been bad.
Artillery awaiting target coordinates.
There.
Hand cannon ready. Solid
Playing
copy.
Far Cry Primal. Nice. I still haven't played any of them yet. Gonna have to one of these days. When I stop playing zombies. Whenever that happens.
RCXD available. Hand cannon available.
It's 1776. Or I'm 1776. Hey, Lewis. I'm doing pretty good. Pretty good. Just shooting the zombies. Safety meeting. Uh-oh. I'm feeling really unsafe right now. Oh, let me through the window! Ah! Stupid zombies. How do you like me now? What? We've lost the truck. That's okay. What do we got here? We got a lightning box, a limb, and skulls.
Those were our people, strike team. Settle the score. Once fired, the disruptor satellite will breach the dark ether and draw out the Apex HVT.
Connection established. Systems nominal.
You were up front? Oh, good.
When it comes through, kill it. The Horde takes orders from
Stamina.
HVTs like this.
Good hunting. Horde threat terminated.
It's not gonna be good.
Got reinforcements.
Get back to it. I want that threat eliminated. Eyes on target. It's on the move. It's leaving an energy trail. Follow it.
Apex HVT eliminated.
Sweet.
Another good kill, strike team. That'll send a message.
The beacon's nearby. Activate when ready.
Double points.
Sweet. Hey, zombie boss. I'm doing good, man. How you doing? How you doing? Got the wrong perk, though. I got the wrong perk. And I hate it. Ow! Safety.
Energy research requesting strike team assistance. It would seem my mobile harvester team has forgotten how to use their radio.
I've identified the vehicle's last known location. My team's en route.
Whoa. Trying really hard not to cough right now. Bastard mimic. Frosty says, oh my god, guess what? I'm gonna guess that you're going to Montana for work. It's Friday! Oh, good. What the fuck is so funny about that, Frosty? Your name is Frosty. It's Frosty here. Come on. You belong here.
Target confirmed as Omega. You're authorized to engage. Kilo down. Good work.
You want somewhere warm? It's warm like 3 months out of the year. Is this not enough? Is this not enough for you? We're gonna piss off the whole world here. I'm gonna start lightning box, then the skulls, then I'm gonna go do the Fury Crystal while that's happening, and then do transport while that's happening. Ooh, fuck, I almost got squished by the thing. Your weather is bipolar. 20s last week, 70s this week. Shit! Joke's on you, Tempest. I know how to drive after you've zapped me. Oh, crap. There's too many of them. Alright, alright. I'm running, I'm running. I gotta aggro the skulls so that they follow me.
Settle the score.
It's just a Krasny. He is on me like stink on shit. No, that's one of the dogs, I think. Grapple guns.
Looks like the infected beat us to the transport Strauss. My team will handle the ops. Hardy, please. Take the transport to the first extraction.
Fuck out of there. What?
requires further study.
Bring the vehicle within range, and I will begin the extraction process. The Vortex's magnetic field has disabled the transport. Power will return once collection is complete. Meanwhile, we're halfway there, Strike Team. Find the other vortex, so we can complete the mission.
I gotta do the skulls now or I'm gonna lose them.
Horde eliminated. Requiem sends their thanks.
Hurry, the vortex could vanish at any moment. Now deliver the samples before containment failure. These harvesters were not designed for primordial Ethereum.
All samples deposited, Strauss. Your go for launch.
Control. Extraction rocket cleared for launch.
Internal guidance solid check. Starting launch procedure. Launching in 3, 2, 1. Rocket path trajectory holding steady. Package expected at 0300.
Primordial Ethereum remains a mystery. These samples will help evolve our understanding.
Head for the beacon, team.
best.
Strong Schlong. What's up, man? Sorry I did not see you there. I was very focused. I was in the zone, man. That's a funny name, though. You live in Minnesota, you don't have tornadoes, but blizzards. Yeah, I live in Montana. We get a lot of blizzards as well. A lot of the bee lizards. You used to like storms, and now you're scared to be without power for a week again? Yeah, I bet. You're like, thunderstorms are cool, and then they're not cool when it's like a 3-day thunderstorm. Lifelong Minnesota Twins fan. You love baseball. It's the best sport because you can eat while you play. Hell yeah. That makes me think of bowling. It's like every time I go bowling, I end up wanting to eat something, but my fingers get all greasy, and then it's really hard to bowl. But I suppose if you're using both your hands, you know, it doesn't matter.
Is capable of transforming essence into a dark ether object. So far, this process can only be completed within an outbreak zone.
Satellite locked in position. ECM's prepped for launch. Firing in 3, 2, 1.
Look, up there in the skies.
I don't know if I got the guns for this.
Wunderschön.
We may have painted ourselves into a corner. I guess it's only round 4, but we'll see. We'll see how much damage I can do.
Establishing plasma field perimeter.
Has been deployed.
Plasma field perimeter established.
I really needed to double pack, but I ended up buying perks. Have to shoot him a couple more times. Heading back to your game. Alright, Belle. Yeah, we'll have to play sometime. It's been a while. Old crap, man.
Best.
Essence capacity at maximum. Beginning conversion process.
It's in it though.
Conversion complete.
Points. There's no way we can finish the other rocket in 30 seconds though.
Essence capacity at 25%. Essence capacity at 75%.
Yeah, I was, growing up here in Montana, we just don't have any pro sports teams of any kind, so it's kind of,
Essence capacity at maximum.
everybody picks their own random ass team.
Conversion process. Conversion complete.
One day we will be
There's a lot of Packers fans around here. There's a lot of Seahawks fans.
Until then, your assistance continues
I
to.
don't really know about baseball. I played it a little bit when I was a kid. We had like minor league baseball in our town was a big deal.
When ready.
There was all these little teams. All of us kids were on different teams that were sponsored by different businesses in town. So I was part of the ACO Cable team, and we sucked.
Thanks.
We lost every freaking game. And there was this other team that was like sponsored by like the hardware store or some shit, I can't remember, but all the kids on their team were like the best players in town. And they would whip our asses every single time we would play against them. And then their coach would be like, "You guys want ice cream?" And they'd be like, "Yeah!" And then they'd all load up in the back of the truck. A whole shitload of kids just load up in the back of this truck and go up to the little restaurant in town where they could get an ice cream cone. And I just wanted to win like one fucking time as a kid so that we could do that. I don't think we ever did. We sucked. I believe I got in trouble actually one time on the field because I was standing there and I was like, "This sucks." The coach was mad that I used such profanities. Any weekend plans? Yeah, there's a fishing derby out at Bull Lake. It's like a $25 entry, and the top prize is $5,000, and then there's a whole bunch of other smaller prizes. So I'm thinking about going out there and freezing my buns off, trying out my luck. I still haven't tried out my fish finder. I got it right here, actually. Callie got me this thing. It's a sonar fish finder. I think I showed it to you guys once before, but you can see it. Put this doohickey. You put this thing right here in the water, in your hole, or in a hole next to your hole. And then you sit there and you watch the fish swim around on this little monitor. And then you know when the fish are there and not biting, instead of just wondering if they're there and not biting. It's going to be really cold fun. Or really fun cold. Oh man, I didn't do anything on here. I forgot. Man. Oh man. I was going to kill that Orda. I was going to do so many things. It's okay. We can warp. It's better that way. We'll get stuff along the way. I could have made my Howard purple, I guess. I was thinking about killing an Orda because I usually get a gold one from them. And I want a dye machine. Badly. Ooh, there's Fury Crystal.
This is Dr. Strauss. One of my Ethereum harvesting
It's in a shitty house,
not
though.
responding to my radio.
But I do have the 79, so it'll be
Copy that.
easy.
Strike team inbound to their last known location.
Oh, Long Johnson. We barely got out of there. Take a minute. The boys are getting ready to start. Oh, good. Spot hates you today. Yeah, you got a 6? Oh, good. Oh, I got a 9. Yeah. Death perception. House full. Shit, yeah, I did.
Target confirmed as Omega. You're authorized to engage. Omega burned down. Nice shooting.
armor. Nothing. My last perk, I guess, but damn. It was hardly worth it. Yeah, there's some bison ranges out here. They're kind of on a preserve, I guess, you know, but they're technically wild. I don't know if we're allowed to hunt them. I don't think so. I know we can hunt like deer, antelope, elk, moose if you get a special permit. I'm not sure about mountain goats. There's mountain goats and bighorn sheep. There's a lot of different animals, but yeah, I'm not sure what all you can actually hunt, I guess. Yeah, I think the natives can shoot fucking anything. They can shoot an eagle out of the sky if they want to. Have I tried Hogwarts Legacy yet? No, I have not, but I have been watching some people play it, and it looks pretty good.
Strauss, my team will finish the job. Search the area for those harvesters.
It looks real good.
Disengage the Aetherium canister and bring it to the rocket.
Aetherium samples are essential to my work.
It's got me wanting to go out into the woods and start breaking sticks and making wizard staffs, or you know, little wizard wands, and then selling them. Out of my face! Really nice if that was a holy shit. Holy shitty.
Aetherium crystals are not only heavy, their radiation is potent. It is completely safe.
Sell wands from real Montana wood. Yeah. That's what I was thinking. Shit, oh shit. Oh shit. How did I live? That wire saved my ass right there.
Samples have been collected. Ready for launch.
Requiem, you may launch when ready.
Internal guidance, solid check. Starting launch procedure. Launching in 3.
I'm not sure where the beacon's gonna be. It likes to trick you on this one, I think.
Systems show good burnout. Rocket on course for delivery.
Thank you for your
Yeah, it looks like
assistance.
it's
My
pretty damn
research
good.
May now proceed unimpeded.
That's the only reason I didn't get it right away, dude, because, you know, it's a lot of games these days. You don't know what you're really getting at launch and shit. So I just didn't want to get, you know, buy another game that would end up not being very good. does look pretty good. Yeah, and the cool thing about it would be that they would all be a little bit different, you know, because if it's a real stick, it's hard to find. It'd be really tough to find, you know, the same exact copy. Yeah, I just, like, I hope they could make it into some sort of
Can you check in on them?
multiplayer game or something, you know. Or an MMO set in that universe would be cool. I think that's what a lot of people were hoping for with it.
This is it.
Your team has been eliminated. Looks like they're a specimen for processing. Gas.
Take the specimen to the analyzer. Once safe, genetic data will begin transmitting via satellite. Death machine available.
Give me the essence, or I'll get angry. And I'm out of armor. Might want to go redo that real quick. Yeah. Hey, Spectrum, what's up, dude? I've been a Harry Potter fan. Oh, wait, I'd already read that, I think. Yeah.
That's nice.
I wasn't really into it until I met Callie, and then I watched the movies, and I was pretty surprised at how good they were, you know. I didn't think
Retained vocalization abilities.
there would be much
Sending out
much
some
to
kind of
them
signal.
other than, you know,
Damn good about.
something that a kid would be interested in, I guess. But they're really good, and they get more and more, like, I wouldn't say adult, but you know, they get more serious as the series of movies goes on. So
Our valuable intel.
it's like I could see where if you were a kid and you watched it, you know, at a young age, like you kind of grew up with Harry, you know, and the theme of the movies kind of grows up too, you know. It's really well done. Anybody that's never seen the movies is kind of cheating themselves, I would say. What's up, the Zooey? Spill the blood of every zombie in sight, Roger. Shall slay them all. Ooh, there's a die. There we go. Yeah. Oh yeah. Come and get it, hellhounds. Stupid megatons.
Hang in there, we've almost got it. Transfer just needs a little longer.
Would you look at that? It helps if you look at it. Oh, look at that. Look at this zombie right here. Yeah, could you, like, they should have full-on Quidditch matches and shit. Or whatever the hell that game was. I think it's Quidditch. Quidditch.
Specimen analysis complete. Got everything you need, Doctor?
Transfer successful. My lab will begin analysis immediately. Hopefully they might even learn something.
Anomaly located. Ready when you are.
Yeah, Callie's been trying to get me to play ESO again. And it's really hard to watch her play it and not play it. Because I really do want to get back into it. The only thing that makes me not want to do it is I feel like there's got to be another MMO coming soon. Like something that's going to replace ESO and pretty much anything else, you know. ESO's been going for a while. But, you know, when you compare it to, like, World of Warcraft, it's not that long, so I don't know. I want to try to use this on my dime machine.
It has been so long.
Destroy them.
I hear 900 million explosions. Oh man, it's so loud. What's up, dude? Sorry about the other day, man. I totally wanted to do the collab, but I think I told you in your stream, I can't remember, but kind of had a situation. And then I've just, I don't know, the last couple days I've just been kind of like, because I don't know, I couldn't sleep very well. It just wasn't great. My freaking hedgehog died, you guys. He's officially gone now. Yeah, I've been not sleeping very well. Yeah. I have any of that? Yeah, I do. Alright. Go. The bot is being a jerk today. What in the hell? Yo, what's up, Dwayne?
Field ops, we've deployed a dark ether recon rover near your position.
I don't know, you guys. The last couple days too, I've been having a lot of like AFib, a lot more heart palpitations than normal, and it's kind of freaking me out. So, you know, there's that. My electric bolt. Yeah, a little bit. You know, it's getting to the point where I feel like just being truthful about how you feel about shit is dangerous, you know, and I don't know. Maybe I'm just being paranoid, but I feel like with everything that's gone on, the next step is much worse. And I feel like it's coming, dude. I feel like they're just gonna start rounding people like me and anyone that's got an opinion they don't like. They're just gonna start rounding us up. And I guess that's what's got me all stressed out. I don't know. That and the other things, like, you know, it's, I don't know, just the world. Things I really can't control or have any effect on, but, you know, I gotta worry about it because I think too fucking much about everything. Zombie boss, that would be like a really fucked up series of dirty jobs.
Keep that rover company, strike team.
That'd be kind of funny though. I have kind of a weak stomach, so you'd see me puking a lot. And you'd hear me gagging a lot. Which Callie thinks is the funniest thing in the world, so, you know, it might be quite entertaining, I don't know. It's hard to know when you're the one doing it. Although when she starts feeling sick, I do give her the Ralph and Ernie's. Which is where, when someone's trying to puke, you know, you sit there and you go, Ralph, Ernie, Ralph. And you just do it over and over again. And if you got to puke, dude, it makes you really want to puke. My dad used to do that shit to me when I was a kid. That's how I know. I'm just sitting here letting the rover get destroyed. The gold mine of entertainment, yeah. It's the little rover that could. Yeah, dude, I kind of do wish I had some kind of job. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know, I did buy a camera. Last night, I broke down and bought a vlogging camera that should be here next week sometime. It's like a Sony it's like a Sony ZV-1F or something like that. And I think it's got, you can put like different lenses on it and shit, so I think I'll be able to use it for some photography and shit too, which I kind of want to try to get into. Do some nature photography. Just go out and take pictures of stuff you see in the woods, dude, because there's some pretty crazy shit. I try to catch it, you know, with my phone and stuff, but man, it's only so good. Rage on.
That particular anomaly should safely deliver our rover to the dark ether.
Well, and you can use it to take video as well. That's the nice thing about the camera that I got. It's, you know, I need something that I can use that's better than a GoPro, but, you know, I don't want to spend a crazy amount of money on I don't know, there's some pretty expensive cameras out there as far as like video cameras go, but this should work pretty well. I think you can shoot like 4K and up to 120 FPS or something like that with it.
Rover has crossed the breach. Great, do you still have it?
Affirmative. Escort successful. We are receiving now. Well done, everyone.
What is this?
Anomaly site located. Activate the beacon to proceed.
I could spend 10,000 on ammo for the dye machine and go do that black chest really quick. I'd probably do it with my Hauer as well. Let's do that.
Do not be afraid.
Hey James, appreciate it, man.
The seals must be broken.
There might be a break A in here though. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I don't know how. I'm alive. Semtex saved my ass, I think. Gotta get that bonus points. No.
One seal broken. 2 to go.
Yeah, I think so too, because then I'd have to get out more. And I'd want to get out more and go see new places and stuff, you know?
You answered my call for aid. I will return the favor.
Ooh, would have been nice to get that vest, but oh well. I'll just grab one at the beacon and get the hell out of here. Run for your life! Yeah. I was running the whole time. Except for that time that they pinned me in the corner there. I thought I was going to die. Yeah, there's a lot of really neat little waterfalls around here. And like Callie was showing me a picture. Hey, there's Ronald Reagan right there. Look at him, you guys. He's in his natural habitat.
Strike team.
Ronald effin' Reagan. His name is Ron. His name was Ronald Reagan, and he led a gang of motherfuckers. Oh shit, he's in a punk rock band. Oh my god, Ronald. What did I do to you? My brain run into Ronald Reagan. How does this happen? Die already and drop the ray gun.
Take this.
Somebody want a ray gun? Hold out. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit, son. Oh yeah. There's some really beautiful places out here. And cool things too, you know, just like cool animals and insects and I don't know, I like to take pictures of like really small things, you know, like I said, like little ice fixtures or I don't know what you would call it, little ice works or whatever.
Plant the charges on the dark ether crystal. We need that portal closed yesterday.
Like flowers and shit. There's weird orchids that grow out here. I think I've told you about that before. You've got protected species of flowers. And there's just really badass mountains and shit, you know? There's been a lot of times in my life where I've been out in the woods and just looked over at the mountains across the way, and you just wish you had a really awesome camera. Hopefully I'll be able to take pictures of like the night sky with it as well, because I see some really awesome shit at night, you know, like you'll see a lot of times you'll see the moon and then several planets at the same time. You can kind of tell they're planets because they look like a star, but they're larger than a star, and they're usually, you know, an off color. Like Mars is somewhat red, and Venus is kind of a light, very light blue. You know, it's more of a white, but you can kind of get a hue of blue looking at it. I'm not sure if it is got any kind of low light capability or whatever. I said I hope it does, because there is some really cool stuff at night. Yeah, at night you can see the sky really well.
Comms back online. Power node destroyed, Carter. The breach is sealed.
Solid copy. Infection levels falling.
Just standing in my backyard, even in town here with, you know, we have some light
Beacons
pollution.
nearby. Activate
from the
when ready.
street lights and everything, right? You can look up and see like the cloud of the Milky Way, like you know how it's you have that one band of it looks like a cloud, but it's really just a lot of stars that are really far away. And you can just sit there and look at satellites. You know, you can see satellites just flying by. Like, they're fainter than a star most of the time. But up here, because it's, you know, usually dark enough and the sky is bright enough that you can see them. They can be hard to see at first, you know. It's like when my kids were, like when I was first trying to show them the satellites, you know, it can be tough to point them out to somebody, but you pretty much have to lay down next to someone and point right at it and trace it with your finger, you know, track it, and then eventually they'll pick it out, you know, but they are faint as hell. But if I had a camera or something that had night vision, I've thought about actually getting one of those Xbox Kinect cameras again, because I think they have night vision, and it might be good enough. I don't know if it would be good enough resolution, though, but it might be good enough to see a lot of stars at night. But I don't know, yeah, it would be cool to get a camera that could do that. And it might. I need to look at the specifications on it, or, you know, what it does, because I don't even know. I know a lot of cameras do have night vision and shit. Like, that's been a thing for a long time, so
I've lost contact with one of my Ethereum harvesters, requesting
you know, it's
strike
not
team
necessarily
investigate.
great, but it might have
Already on
something
route,
like that.
Strauss.
No, Dwayne, I would not. I'm not a freaking wizard, Harry. No, I probably would, but
Looks like the undead got here before us. Strauss, my team will
look,
finish
you
the
don't
operation.
need to be doing anything crazy. Don't be doing anything irrational,
Before loading them into the
Dwayne.
rocket.
My men underestimated the dangers. I trust your team will not make the same mistake. Purge
Think
the
cyberpunk with wands.
canister. Don't try to hurry.
Oh, Lord Johnson! No! Dwayne! It's all your fault. I thought about cyberpunk with wands. No! Shit, I don't even have the perks. Ah!
You are now experiencing restricted movement.
I don't have the right perks.
Yes. Ethereum crystals are not only heavy, their radiation is potent. It is completely safe.
GG. We think this is game over? Do I watch Star Wars at all? I did like the first three, like the old school shit, back when I was really young or whatever. I don't know. Back when they were cool, before the HD copy came out, and you could see how bad the sets were and all that. It was really badass, but I don't know. I didn't like a lot of the newer ones. And I don't think I watched anything after, like, the whole Anakin Skywalker situation. Actually, I'm gonna go get armor too, because I've got time. But I do like the originals, like with, you know, like the old ones. I think I can remember my brother and I dressing as Ewoks one year for Halloween. And when I say we dressed as Ewoks, you know, this was the 80s, so we had a fucking plastic mask that smelled like cancer, basically, on the inside. And then fucking, you had like a plastic bag with the goddamn... It was literally like a plastic bag with the fucking... Dwayne! With the goddamn, with like, you know, it made you look like you were an Ewok basically, but you just had like a printing of the Ewok on a plastic bag, I guess. But we looked good, you know, we were really convincing Ewoks, I think. For our time.
All Aetherium samples have been collected.
It's possible,
Ready for launch.
Annihilator. It's very possible.
Launch when ready.
Sequence initiated. Internal guidance is green. Launching in 3.
Let's just have a look at it real quick. I probably shouldn't show you guys because you might see if there's a code. It says Mammoth the Fan, which is Dwayne, has sent you a gift. Hogwarts Legacy Series X version. Oh, good. And the code is D7. Just kidding. That was the first 2 letters, but you got to guess the other 20-something. Good luck. And I'm already confirming it, so it's too late now. It's too late now. And now I'm installing Hogwarts Legacy Series X version. Good. Thanks, Dwayne. Damn it. I was gonna buy it myself actually, and that was why I was being facetious or whatever. But yeah, I was planning on picking it up, dude. I just was seriously waiting to see, you know, what the launch reviews were and shit. I didn't want to get duped.
Anomaly identified.
But I did intend to buy it myself. Damn it. Maybe I'll have to buy a copy for somebody. You're gonna load it up right now and become a wizard? I guess I'm gonna have to as well. What if it's one of those games that I have to, like, play non-stop for days on end? I feel like it's gonna be one of those kind of games where I'm gonna get really into it. And my beard's gonna be about an inch longer by the time I'm done. I do... Man. I got things I wanted to do tomorrow. I wanted to go to a fishing derby tomorrow, Dwayne. What the hell? I'm gonna disappear off the earth. That is awesome, though. I really appreciate it, man. Dwayne buys me so much shit, you guys, and he's donated so much damn money to me over the years. It's fucking crazy. I should just have a crawl that says this stream is sponsored by Dwayne, because it really is. He's a maniac, maniac. Alright. What are we doing? Warping, because we went down. We went down one time, you guys. One time on Wave 9. It's awful. I wonder how big of a game it is. I might need... Well, I think I've got like 300 gigs of space, but...
Weaver, Requiem Disruptor satellite in position. Ready to tether Apex HVT.
Sending coordinates to the uplink terminal. Get the dimensional disruptor operational.
Launched. best game you've seen so far on the Series X, and there's a lot of controversy surrounding it, so make sure you have mods in here if you stream it. Oh yeah, actually I do understand the controversy surrounding it, and I'm here for it. I really hope the people who don't like that game find me, because we need to have a conversation. They're gonna need a blanket and a cry closet when I'm done with them.
Get back to it. I want that threat eliminated.
Get out of the wall, guy. Can't hurt him for like the first couple seconds there. And we're running up the mountain.
It's moving. Follow that energy trail.
Target down.
Nice execution, strike team. Grab the residual in theory. You've earned it.
Oh, I earned the
Anomaly
residuals.
located. Ready when you are.
Great. 77.5 gigs. Annihilator says it's 88. 80 on the PC. Oh. 88 on the PC. Oh, good. They probably have, for PC, I bet you they got different, like, aspect ratios and different, probably better, higher resolutions and shit. Let's see, I want a War Machine.
War machine available.
It's still at 0%. It will be very slow with me playing this game right now. Also, it might make my game crash. So we have two options. We could quit and let the game install, or we could pause the install, which will make it take longer. I don't know, I'll just try to play while it installs, and then if the game crashes, that'll be it for the stream, and then we'll install the game.
Dr. Strauss, essence conversion module
And then, I don't know.
for deployment.
Copy that, Dr. Strauss. My team is en route to the drop zone now.
These modules collect raw Ethereum essence from the infected. After you have terminated them, of course.
Get out of my way, Zombies.
Satellite locked in position. ECM's prepped for launch.
4K 60. Oh, good. Yeah, I can't do that because of my stupid Elgato.
The modules have been deployed.
The best I can get is 1080 at 60. No matter what. Unless I could unplug my HDMI from my Elgato, plug it straight into my monitor, then I can get like 120 FPS, but I think it's only at 1080 though. Because my monitor is not 4K. And then,
ECM will need protection. Don't let it get destroyed.
And that abomination is annoying.
Capacity at 25%. Essence capacity at 50%. Essence capacity at 75%. Essence capacity at maximum. Essence capacity at 25%.
Well, that was a waste. Dog took that one with it out of the zone.
Essence capacity at 75%. Essence capacity at maximum.
All essence conversions complete.
Zombies everywhere,
How the
man.
essence creates different materials is a curious process. We shall continue to study this phenomenon.
Anomaly site located. Activate the beacon to proceed.
War machine ready for you.
Hey, Feedy, what's up, dude? Yeah, that was a little weird. It was a little tough. Yeah, I really need to get the Elgato 4K 60, but then that's the thing is it's still limited to 60, right? So I could have 4K gaming though, but that's the problem is you're limited on what you can pass through your capture device.
Weaver, satellite shows a dark ether power node in your AO.
We need that crystal
Got me
destroyed.
Hogwarts, Dead Space, Tony Hawk, Cyberpunk. In just the last year, you don't think of it as a huge waste of money though, being as you and Callie game share. Oh, good. So you're just not even getting me the games. You're trying to buy Callie games. I see how it is. Well, I don't think she played any of those. So joke's on you, mother... No, I'm just kidding, man. But no, I really do appreciate it. I'm fucking playing the shit out of them. I didn't play Tony Hawk very much because I was so fucking bad at it that it pissed me off. And that's kind of how it's always been with that game. Ever since the old days of that game, I couldn't play it. I also couldn't really ride a fucking skateboard either. So, you know, it's always been a problem. My day has been pretty good, Feedy. Pretty good. What else we got here? Just the holdout. How's your day been, man? I woke up thinking it was fucking Thursday and it was really Friday, so that was fun. I was totally gonna play like some old school zombies or something old, but as soon as I found out it was Friday, I felt like I couldn't really do that. Yeah, Callie is stuck on DBD and ESO. I tried to play DBD a lot here recently, and I think it was causing me to have little issues with my heart, so I stopped playing that again. You know, I don't know, it's weird. Just certain games give me a lot of anxiety, and then I end up feeling it in my chest. It's not fun. And not really worth it. We're gonna die. Callie and I have been watching Lost, though. She's never actually finished watching the whole show, right? And, I don't know, because the last time we tried, she was like, this show's too heavy. Like, she doesn't like a lot of sad shit and dramas. You know, like all the best movies, basically. Get away from me, Megaton. Get away from me, you big abomination son of a bitch. Die, yes. Thank God for insta-kill. Oh, shit. No armor. This is no good. Yeah, I've watched it probably like 5 times or so. I watched it when it was... I think I started watching it when it was still somewhat new. Like, I think it was in the middle of season 4 being, like, the new season when I started watching it. So I got really into it before the right before the writer's strike shit happened. Which really messed up the show, you know, and I don't know, to me, I've always wondered what the show would have been like had that not happened, because it seemed like they were going in another direction, you know, and then season 4, like, when the writer's strike shit went down, it was like everything changed. I don't know, maybe the writers that went on strike took what they had with them, you know, but as far as the story goes, not really sure. I kind of want to lose all my perks. Oh my god, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna actually die. There we go. I just want to lose Stam, because... Oh, and I might not in time. Fuck. I'm not gonna lose it. I'm just gonna have gotten an extra down. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I wasn't sure what really happened, but it seemed like they had just wrapped it up, I guess. So, oh my god, my guns are jacked up now. I've got the Howler, Pain, and the fucking Reiki. Great. Great. Did you ever see a show called Surface, Feedy? I think it was called Surface. It was about these kids that found like this little tiny monster like thing, but then it ended up being that it was some kind of government experiment or something. They canceled that shit. That, and there was another show called Jericho. I don't know if you've ever heard of that, but that's another one that was... I think it was getting too close to reality or something. I don't know. They didn't like the concept of it. Because the show was really popular, the ratings were fucking amazing, right? But then out of nowhere, the show just got canceled, like right in the middle of the first season, I think. Let's see what is that.
I've seen worse.
It might have been second season that it got canceled, though. I can't remember, but it seemed weird because the show was pretty popular. Yeah, Lost was fucking weird, dude. It's hard to figure out still. Like, you watch it through and you're like, what the hell is going on? Like, you think you know until... I don't know. It's weird. Where am I at on Lost? We're just at the end of season 1. I think we might not even be at the end. We're probably, like... 3/4 of the way through.
Field ops. Energy Research has lost communication with the mobile harvester team.
We'll search the area and find your team, Strauss.
What the hell are you talking about, Dwayne? You remember watching, and the main chick on the show was in a phone sex ad during the show itself? I don't know. What show? We're talking like 30 seconds ago, and I can't remember.
Looks like the infected beat us to the transport, Strauss. My team will handle the op. Locate the Dark Ether Vortex to begin extraction.
Your team must complete the work. Take the vehicle to the first extraction site. Harvesting the primordial Ethereum is of paramount importance.
Yeah, I really like Stranger Things because it's like, you know, it shows people what the world was like in the 80s, you know, like shit wasn't easy. You know, it wasn't just cassette tapes and VCRs that we were struggling with. There was Demogorgons and Russians trying to tunnel under us all the time. Like, you kids don't even know these days. It's the craziest documentary. It's the documentary of our time. I try to keep a straight face as long as I can saying that shit. Oh, you're talking about Lost? I'm trying to think of what part that was.
Get close. Time is of the essence.
I know there's some weird shit after, you know, it's like, I don't know, it's like they're on the island, off the island. It's like Jack just got tossed out of the plane on the crash, and then he's laying out there in the woods having this crazy dream about all this shit, and then he wakes up in the exact spot where he wakes up. at the beginning of season 1, but at the end he wakes up right there and then just dies. And that's what the whole show is, I think. It's just Jack's weird, like, nightmare / life flashing before his eyes. Maybe it's like, you know, all these different time loops coming together. I'm not being serious, but I don't know. Who knows? The whole thing is weird. It's like you can almost interpret it the way you want, you know? It's like there's not really a definitive answer to what's going on, so... Maybe there is now. I think, you know, it's been long enough that maybe some of the people who worked on the show came out, explained some shit. I don't really know because I haven't kept up with it like that, but
All samples deposited, Strauss.
it's almost funner not knowing as well.
Assets secured. Control. Proceed when ready.
Launch sequence in progress. All systems go. Launching in 3, 2.
Evangeline Lilly. Oh, okay, Kate, yeah. Kate, whom I would do unforgivable things to
I never doubted you. Our
be
knowledge
with.
of
I don't know.
primordial
Yeah.
Ethereum will only grow
Kate's pretty hot.
as more knowledge.
She was back then. I don't know about these days. You know,
Head
that's
for the beacon, team.
like 20, almost 20 years ago for the start of the show. I guess she's like 43, I think. She's like a couple years older than me. I may or may not have looked at her stuff. You know, I looked her up here recently because I started watching the show again, and I was like, who is that chick? Like, I was watching the show and thinking, why didn't all these people end up in a bunch of movies? And I don't know, some of them did, but, you know, you would have thought they would have been, like, really famous. Like, where did Jack go? I have no idea. Maybe he died. Like, that's the weird thing, too, right? A lot of times, actors and stuff, they'll die and you don't even know. She is in the Ant-Man movies? Oh, good. Can you share a YouTube vid? Maybe. You can share the link to it, and then I'll try to watch it, maybe. Is it Mr. Conway Twitty? Let me look at it.
Weaver,
Oh, God.
Requiem disruptor satellite
I shouldn't have done that.
Ready to tether Apex HVT.
It tried to take me right off my stream.
To the uplink. We'll bring the
Hold on, let
dimensional
me-
disruptor online.
Let me do this. Copy. Pasta. It still says, oops, something went wrong. Why is it doing it in studio? Oh, that's why. It's doing it in studio. That's dumb. What? Dwayne, what is... Oh, no, I did it again. I did it again. I did it again. Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. I'm just clicking things. I'm just clicking things. I'm new. I don't know what to do. Dwayne, I don't think that link works, dude. A limb. We're at 1% on Hogwarts. What wave am I on? 11, 14, 32. Sit. Hi. No, yeah, 14.
When fired, the disruptor satellite will breach the dark ether and draw out an Apex HVT.
Boom, we'll have to play, man.
Established systems nominal. Locking
We
target.
gotta play. We gotta play this game.
You're the killer on site, strike team. All Apex
Yeah,
targets are priority
fucking-
1.
Firing in 3,
Dwayne made me do it. Well, Dwayne bought it for me. Am I at the Hurley episode yet? I don't know.
Bury the son of a bitch.
It's brought some backup.
There's been a few things about Hurley, but I don't know which one, man.
Get back to it. I want that threat
Numbers? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's the next one, or maybe we did watch that one. I can't remember. Or no, Numbers is the one where they... That would be the one where they actually go down in the hatch, right? I think where we're at, they've found the hatch, but they haven't opened it yet. Alright, Spectrum, have a good one, man.
Good kill. Apex target down.
Taking out these commanders is no small feat, but slowly we're making a dent in their forces.
Anomaly identified. Head to the site to activate the beacon.
Yellow Walrus? Never seen you before. How's it going? Oh my god, it's on top chat. Because I tried to click on that link, and when I came back, it switched to top chat. I don't think it was blocking anything, though. Oh, yeah. Didn't use the War Machine. Look good, I guess. We got 4 downs. I did give myself 2 of them on purpose. Trying to get my perks straight. I'm real picky about my first 3 perks, and I screwed it up earlier, which I should have addressed right then and there. But, you know, you like to think that you just won't go down, and it won't become an issue. But then when you do go down, it becomes an issue. And you gotta go down many times after that. And that's why I should have just did it right away, because it probably would have only been 1. That's the way she goes. I guess the downs don't matter so much, right? It's all about the rounds.
Strauss. My team is en route to the drop zone now.
These modules siphon essence from the infected and convert the unique material into dark ether objects.
Drop zones identified, commencing with firing sequence. Firing in 3, 2,
Alright, Dwayne.
1.
Yeah, I know nothing about that game as far as gameplay goes. I was watching Spectrum earlier, actually. He was playing it a little bit, but he was at a spot where I have no idea. No idea what was going on.
You may begin once the plasma field is operational.
Establishing plasma field perimeter. Plasma field perimeter
I think...
established.
I can't really remember, dude. It was like season 4 or 5.
Kill the creatures. Their essence will be siphoned automatically.
Essence capacity of 25%.
Would want to waste Doc's time.
Maybe it was the last season. I can't remember exactly. It's been a couple years, so...
Essence capacity of
I think it was like right when we met, so it's been like 8 or 9 years.
essence capacity of 75%.
The one show we have watched more than anything in the world is The Office, though. I think I've seen every episode of The Office 100 fucking times.
Capacity at 25%.
I know that show pretty well. I kind of know pretty much all the lines to it now. Like watching it, you know what everybody's gonna say.
Essence capacity at 50%.
every time I watch an episode of it, it feels like I just watched that episode because I've seen every episode so many times that it just feels like I've just watched it. Which does kind of suck. It's like you can't really get any fresh humor with it. Like you already know what it's gonna be. So some shows are so funny sometimes that you'll laugh hard through an even funnier moment, and then when you watch it again, you get to laugh again because you'll catch stuff like that. But we've watched The Office so many times that we've caught every little thing, basically. And then it goes beyond that, it's like when I first watched The Office, probably the first few times I watched it, I thought the whole Jim and Pam thing was this great love story, right? But now when I watch it, it really pisses me off because Roy is right downstairs. He's right downstairs just working his ass off in the warehouse. And then here's Pam upstairs, just right upstairs, just fucking around with Jim. When, she could take her ass downstairs and flirt with Roy if she wanted to, but oh no. She's got to be screwing around. And I feel like the whole thing is bullshit. You're supposed to the show tries to make you love these two like they're just meant for each other, and maybe they are, but I don't know. Pam did Roy wrong, man. And I think it's pretty awesome when Roy gets married again and he like plays the piano for his chick and everything, and it's like a big slam on Pam because she could have had that, but she didn't give Roy what he needed. And I don't like Pam anymore. Like watching her and Jim, it's kind of annoying. Like they're just a couple little assholes up in the office doing almost no fucking work and just bitching about everybody as if they were so much better. I'm certain that they went on to be, well, their characters would have went on to be, I don't know, liberals for sure. There wasn't really such a thing at that moment. There was and there wasn't. You pick up on it the more you watch the show. Like they got like cameos of a lot of these scumbags in our government that are all about that.
Stay with the rover as it searches for a stable breach.
There's like the one chick that buys out the company. She's like, "Oh, I'm a personal friend of Nancy Pelosi." Like that's some fucking great thing. Like that fucking aged pretty well. Yeah, Karen Filippelli was, I think, way better than Pam, dude. Honestly. She was like, I think she's more witty. She's definitely hotter. I don't know. Pam just pisses me off because she's that typical chick flick wannabe chick that's gonna, hook up with one guy and make him think that everything's great, take him for a free ride basically, and then all it really is her hoping to fuck up, and by fuck up I mean she's hoping to find some better situation that she can fuck her way into, and that's exactly what she does. And that's, unfortunately, that's what happens to a lot of dudes in this world. And then we get completely screwed by the courts. And we get thrown out of our kids' lives. And we're supposed to sit there and be like, "Oh yeah, oh, it's such a great romance, oh wow." Fuck off. Fuck off, Pam. I can't wait to do to Pam what I just did to Pam.
Rift has ejected the payload. Get back to the
will need to find... Stable breach. Continue escort.
Yeah. She wasn't, I don't feel like she was really ever that honest with Roy. Like I said, dude, he's literally downstairs. You know, they would have had to have gone home from work every day. Like, watch it again, dude, and think about that fact, right? That Roy is literally just probably 100 feet away. You know, through a couple of walls, right? He's downstairs, and his woman is upstairs just pursuing a fucking romance with this guy. You know, like, this shit starts way, way before any of that gone on with Roy and her, basically. Like, she was fucking around with Jim, you know, and giving Jim all sorts of mixed signals. If anything, what Pam does to Jim is just as fucked up as what she does to Roy, fucking playing with him for the first few seasons, you know? Because he was ready to just peace out too, and he did, basically, and that's why he ended up with Karen. I don't know, the whole thing seems crazy. Like, there's weird fan theories that they think that Meredith is Pam in like an alternate timeline. If Pam and Jim didn't get together, or if they did get together and then divorced, you know, then Pam would end up as Meredith. And I can totally see it.
Dimensional breach has collapsed. Get to the rover.
Continue with escort strike team. We still need to locate a stable breach.
Yeah, Pam's a hoe, dude. That's all I can think is she's a dirty, dirty hoe. And you know what? One of these days, like, I wouldn't be surprised if the show would have kept going. If you could track their character stories, Jim and Pam were not going to stay together. No way. She was going to leave him for somebody else, or Jim was going to finally leave her for somebody else, because, nah, not going to happen. Not staying together. Because, you know, you can't start a relationship cheating on somebody, basically, to get with that person, right? Because it puts doubt on both sides, and I don't know. You always wonder, you know, if she was willing to do that to Roy, is she gonna do that to me? And then, I don't know. It's just, I don't see it happening. That and Pam's a hoe, dude. She is just a hoe. She is all about herself, all about her own little situation in life. She's dirty, dirty, dirty hoe.
Scanning. Successful data link established. We're receiving now. Appreciate the help.
Anomaly identified. Head to the site to
We're talking about The Office, Dwayne. You know what's another really good show is fucking It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. We've watched that a lot too. That show's fucked up though. It's kind of a different kind of humor. Yeah, I wouldn't consider deleted scenes to be what do you call it, like canonical, or, you know, like part of the canon of the story itself, right? Because it's not, I don't know, who knows what it's like shit they cut, right? So it's not really there. It's not really part of the story. I mean, it is and it isn't. I think when Pam goes and paints that dude's truck, she lost her motherfucking mind, dude. Like, just because somebody defaces a stupid ass mural doesn't mean you got the right to go messing with their property like that. Like, that's literal crime, right? Like, what the guy did was a prank, and you could maybe try to take it to civil court or some shit and prove some sort of crime. But without a doubt, what Pam did was a fucking crime. You vandalized the dude's shit. And again, that's some hoe-ass shit. Because, you know, two grown-ass men have a problem with each other. You're not going to go behind somebody's back and fuck with their shit. And if you do, well, then you deserve to get shit beat out of you. But, you know, that's just not the way things work. And Pam shouldn't be trying to step to no man like that anyway. Because, honestly, like, you know, all you're doing is getting Jim involved, right? Like, you want to get Jim's ass kicked? Or I guess what she really wanted to do was get in Brian, the sound guy's pants. And that is a whole other fucking matter in the situation, is that we don't really know what all went on with hoe-ass Pam and Brian, the fucking sound guy. And that's another reason why I think she's a hoe, and she always will be for show, because, dude, that shit is unfucking acceptable. Corey Turdcock, we're talking about Pam from The Office. US version.
Sample acquired, Dr. Strauss.
She's a dirty, dirty whore who brings great shame to her people and America alike. That's more of a me trying to quote It's Always Sunny, but I fucked it up. You know what? Honestly, that mural looked like fucking shit, and all of her art looks like fucking shit. She's painting fucking staplers and vases and shit and trying to hang it up in a gallery. It's funny as fuck when that goes to shit. Everything she does, just like she says in the show, everything she does, she's terrible at. The only thing she's probably good at is being a fucking mother. And that, you know, is also kind of a metaphor for real life. Like, there's a lot of women in the world that are probably great professionals in their job career and whatever. But they would have been even better mothers if that would have been their main focus. And, you know, there was a time in our society where that was the main focus. And, you know, things were a lot better then, I think. Like, when kids came home from school and their mom was pretty much guaranteed there as they came through the door, things were kind of different, you know? There wasn't all this bullying and shit going on. There was bullying. You got bullied at school, but when you got home, your mom saw you right away when you came through the door. She could tell someone was messing with you, and it got resolved. But nowadays, the parents are just not there. You know, kids are in daycare. The parents are working like really crazy hours, so, you know, I think that's a big part of why kids are having so many problems these days. And I'm not trying to blame women or say that it's you know, their fault or that they need to, you know, I'm not trying to go full Cartman and be like, you get your bitch ass back in the kitchen, you know, but goddamn, I think it shouldn't be frowned upon, dude. Like, I think that's kind of a problem, is women that do want to stay home and do that sort of thing are looked at as doing the wrong thing these days. And I think it should be just as honorable to focus on raising your kids as it is to try to pursue some sort of professional career. Like, I believe there are certain roles for us in society. You know, men tend to be aggressive and violent, and I think that's why we're more suited for the military and those sort of roles. And women are more mothering, more nurturing, and that's why they're better suited for, you know, being a mother and raising kids. And there's certain jobs like nursing and stuff like that. You can tell it's more for women, but, you know, again, I don't think it should be limited to where, you know, people can't do those things, but I don't know. I can just tell in my lifetime, and I'm only 41, but in my lifetime, society has gotten like more, I don't know, unstable.
Roger that, Weaver. Strike team, grab the specimen and place it in the analyzer. The process is automatic and will transmit any genetic
And it seems
data
like
to our lab.
as we try to get further and further away from some of our traditions, you know, things are not going so well. I think some of the things, obviously, from the past need to be forgotten, and maybe not forgotten, but not done or whatever. But yeah,
There's more coming, is what I mean.
I'm with Callie on that. Like, you can't just be flirting with somebody. I mean, if you're not married, I guess, well, I don't know. Like, when you're engaged, basically, I feel like that's it, right? That's when you've expressed a desire to share a commitment with somebody, right? Like, at that point, I feel like there really shouldn't be any flirting or, you know, looking at your options, basically. But, like, if you're dating somebody and you're fairly early in the relationship and somebody else comes along that's better, then maybe, you know, that's acceptable. But, you know, it's always important to be honest with people, right? Like, you don't want to lead somebody on and make them think that everything's going to be fine, and then all of a sudden you're leaving them for somebody else. Like, that's really hard on the person that you're leaving. You know, you need to be considerate of their thoughts and feelings and fucking tell them the truth. Like, tell them, hey, you know, we're not going to work out. I like somebody else, or whatever it is. Like, you can't just ignore that, you know, because that will eventually happen, right? But a lot of people these days don't, you know. There's people that just hook up with somebody else and flat out ghost their spouses and shit, you know. And that's cruel, dude. Like, you could argue that person never even liked the person they did that to, because to be able to do that to somebody takes a certain level of cruelty. Not just like being done with them, but you're being mean to them. Like, you're going out of your way to mess with them at that point. And that's what I feel like Pam was, you know, she was not cool to Roy at all, dude. Like, that shit was messed up.
Anomaly located.
She should have told Roy right away, you know. And then her trying to get back with Roy and shit. She's like, oh yeah, by the way, I kind of sort of tried to do stuff with Jim. She wasn't even really honest about that. She's just like, yeah, Jim kissed me, but it's like, yeah, there's a lot more to that situation than that. Like, she should have said, yeah, I've been flirting with Jim and having a on again, off again, fucking fuck around relationship with him upstairs for the last 4 or 5 years now. And I'm a dirty, dirty whore. Yeah, I think it's just it could have been just one of those situations where they really weren't compatible for each other either, right? Like Pam and Roy. You know, like I don't think Roy was wanting to be a dick, but he was just not supposed to be with Pam, and so, you know, he's not going to be happy. And when guys aren't happy, you know, they're going to kind of, you know, be a dick. Some guys are just dicks. But then, you know, like I said, when he ends up with that chick later on in the show or whatever, it seems like Roy's doing a lot better for himself. And Jim, you know, Jim's honestly just enough of a pussy to take Pam's shit, basically. Like, that's what it really comes down to. He had enough balls to get his own little business going or whatever, you know, but he barely did that. Because she didn't want him to do that. You know, God forbid the man goes out and makes a successful, thriving business for himself. She's sitting there trying to set Jim up on that one hot ass intern, right? Trying to set him up to see if he's gonna cheat, because really she's feeling guilty because she's the cheater, dude. She cheated on Roy, and she's just gonna keep on cheating. She tried to cheat on fucking Jim with that dirty ass Brian, the motherfucking fuck sound guy. I hate those episodes, dude. Like, those are a couple of episodes that I've only watched probably like 10 times, because anymore I can't even watch it because it's just so annoying to see Pam, you know. And again, they try to sell her as this, you know, just and whatever, she's just trying to make her way through life, you guys, but she's a dirty fucking whore. Like, you know, God damn it, Feedy, I hope you don't end up with a Pam. Just cheating on you all the time and telling you everything's lovely. Spending all your fucking money on stupid ass shit. I guarantee Pam's one of those chicks. She's going to fucking Pier 1 Imports and buying $600 fucking coffee tables that she's gonna stick in the corner of the room and never fucking use. Put a bunch of goddamn bills and paperwork on it that she won't sort through or clean up. She's just gonna fucking collect it all like a hoarder. Guarantee Pam's a hoarder. Guarantee it. She's also a whore. Oh, I was talking about Pam. Sorry, Feedy. I'm just being a dick at this point.
Thank you for your assistance. My research.
I know it's funny because there is a lot of people that do, you know, think that the Jim and Pam love story is great or whatever, and it's typical, I think. I don't know. Like I said, I've watched it a lot, so it wasn't. I think I've probably watched it a good 5 times before, like, it dawned on me how fucked up their whole situation was, you know. Because again, I just think, like, the whole time Roy is right downstairs. Like, that's so messed up. Like, he comes up all the time and Jim's just sitting there. Like, you can see a lot of the times where Jim's trying to hide his his little feelers and whatnot, and he's just being a dirty little go behind motherfucker, dude. Like, I swear to God, I don't know how much, you know. I guess what pisses me off about it is I can relate it to real life shit, right? Like, I tried to date this chick in high school. I asked her out, and she was dating this guy. I had no idea she was even dating him, and I was like, oh, fuck. So she told me that if things didn't work out with him, that she would date me. And I was like, okay. Well, then that kid, who I didn't even know, found out about that, right? He found out about the whole conversation, and then he went to her, and he told her that I came to him and said I would kick his ass if he didn't break up with her. So then she comes up to me all pissed off, thinking that I'm trying to break her and her boyfriend up so that I can have a chance with her. And she's like, I found out that you're trying to break us up, and now you'll never have a chance. And I'm just sitting there like, what? I didn't even know what she was talking about at that time, because I didn't know that that's what he had said. And, you know, just he had basically played some hoe-ass shit. You know, it's, I don't know. And he was a little punk-ass little biatch, so I didn't even fight him because I was pretty much double his size, and I felt like it would be a mercy beating, so I just didn't even do it. But I don't know. I'm not really the type of guy to actually just haul off and hit somebody either. Like, I've always kind of needed to get punched first because I don't really like to fight, believe it or not. Oh, I don't like to hurt people unless they really piss me off or, you know, hurt me first. But yeah, I like Parks and Rec too, but it is, to me, it's like a little too close to The Office. It's great. I think it's funny as shit. Like, there's some episodes that are just fucking hilarious. Like, I don't know, I really like Andy on there, you know, and I also have a thing for what's her face on there. Can't remember her name right offhand because I haven't watched the show in a hot second, but it's the dark-haired gal that is like Ron's fucking assistant. What's her name? April, I think. Yeah, April. Yep. I don't know. I've always kind of liked chicks that are different, I guess, or a little, like, not necessarily goth, but, you know, she's, I don't know, she's a bad bitch. I like her. I think I don't know, her character's just funny. I really like Ron Swanson as well. Like, in a lot of ways, I am Ron Swanson. I think I'm more Ron Swanson than the fucking guy that played Ron Swanson, because I am me in real life, and that guy in real life is nowhere near Ron Swanson. He's pretty much the opposite of Ron in real life, which is sad. It's sad knowing that, because it kind of ruins the character for you. But, you know, if you just try to ignore that, it's not so bad. He's still really funny, actually. I try to not do that, you know. You try not to let, like, the real, or, like, details about some actors bother you, I guess. Like, it's hard for me to watch, like, you know, Forrest Gump and a lot of movies with Tom Hanks, knowing that he's probably on the client list. It's really, I don't watch a lot of newer movies and stuff much anymore, because I don't know, Hollywood seemed like they were pretty well set against like American values and whatnot for a couple of years there, and they were pretty open about their opinion of that. So same with, you know, the NFL and all these other athletes, like all these other sports were wanting to take a knee during the national anthem and shit. Like, I will never watch those again. I will never, ever watch those athletes or those sports again. You know, I used to really like watching the Super Bowl. I've never had, like, my own team or anything or been, like, a super fan of the NFL, but I did like watching it because it's the big game, you know? It's the most important one of the year, and it's, like, all the commercials and shit is always really funny and whatever, but I won't be a part of it anymore. I'm not going to watch it. I don't care, you know, and I guess I'll be that crazy fringe lunatic that just, you know, doesn't even know about shit. And I'm fine with it, dude. I really am. Like, I don't care at all. I don't even care. I don't mind if other people watch it. You know, for a couple of years I was kind of pissed off that people were even wanting to support that shit, because like, all that seemed like a really big slap in the face to a guy like me, I guess, but you know, I don't expect everybody else to hold on to any kind of anger or anything about that, but I'm going to. I will go ahead and do it. I'll do it for you.
EMP blast. Starting remote reboot.
System failure.
Interstellar? Yeah, I've never seen that. I have actually seen some clips of it on YouTube. I kind of know a little bit about it, but I don't really. I love, like, you know, watching shit about physics and, like, all sorts of shit. Like, I'm really fascinated with the universe itself and space, you know, and all of that. Right now, I think they've got it all wrong, basically, as far as the Big Bang goes. I don't think it all, like, exploded out of a single point. Which, you know, I'm just some fucking amateur wannabe nothing, basically. Like, I have no education in any of this shit, right? But I do consider myself to be, like, a trained observer. And I don't know, the way I observe things, you know, the way I look at the universe and all the different galaxies, to me it looks like each galaxy is its own explosion. Maybe each galaxy was its own Big Bang. You know, where, because they think there's a massive black hole at the center of each galaxy, right? And I think each black hole at the center of each of the galaxies is the starting point of all the matter and whatnot for each galaxy, right? So the Milky Way was basically birthed from the black hole that's at our core. And maybe that's what actually turned it into a black hole, you know.
Dr. Gray.
And then I think that the black hole is going to sit there, you know, absorbing what it can and, you know, somewhat stabilizing our galaxy, and then it should all collapse again, in theory, right? They think the universe will collapse again on itself, but I think it's really going to be all the galaxies. Like, there's something to the universe that they don't understand as far as the dark matter and dark energy, right? And it's holding everything in place, and they don't really understand that, right? And I think, well, they do theorize that the universe will collapse in on itself, and I think rather than it all collapsing, like, from the outside in, it's going to collapse from the inside in. And I don't know how else to explain it, but, like, all the galaxies themselves will rewind, or they'll suck back into that singularity in the center. And then, you know, who knows if it's that, you know, if it's just that concentration of energy in that single spot that causes it to explode again and become a galaxy again, or maybe, you know, all that energy and matter goes into the singularity black hole and then explodes out into another dimension. Like, that's something that I think too, that maybe the black holes at the center of our galaxies have, you know, brought everything forth from like a different dimension. And that's like how the collapse happens, basically. Like our universe will collapse in and expand out into a different dimension, basically, and another universe as well, but in a different dimension. I don't know. It's really tough to think about. And again, I don't know if I'm anywhere near right. This is just shit that I think about when I'm really high. And, you know, I'm probably not right. But I think that's a lot of science, you know, is just theorizing and then testing theories. And, I mean, I don't think any of my fucking theories are going to be tested on any level. But there's probably serious astrophysicists out there who have already thought of this shit like 20, 30, maybe 100 years ago, and maybe they're already testing it, you know. Maybe the only reason I'm thinking of this shit is because I go to sleep watching physics videos, and I somehow remember what I was watching as I was falling asleep, and it's really not my own thought at all. Maybe it's just, you know, shit I'm remembering. I don't know. It's just a theory, like universe theory. You in AP Science? That's fun, dude. Yeah, I like science a lot. It's I think been somewhat natural for me. You know, as a kid, I would look, like I remember just like lifting the flap of the VCR and looking in there at all the little weird components and wondering what the hell was going on. You know, I think I might have took a VCR apart trying to figure out what was going on with it. Same thing with the toaster. You know, I'd throw my bread in there, and rather than just sitting there waiting for my bread to cook, I was looking at the little red wires in there, wondering why they turned red, wondering, you know, why it was cooking my bread. And I was doing that at a really young age. So, I don't know. I've always just wanted to know. You know, that's why I like digging into conspiracy theories and, you know, learning about like aliens and fucking Area 51 and just all that shit. When I was a kid, I was the kid that would go to the library and check out all the cryptozoology books. You know, like I've always been fascinated with all the unknown stuff because I don't know, everything else that's known I can learn about at my leisure, right? But the unknown shit, nobody knows. And that to me is more fascinating than anything. I don't know, I'm very curious about the universe. I wish, honestly, that I could live to be like 500 years old or maybe forever even, just to see where we're going to end up as a species, technologically and everything like that. But I also know that would be very painful. I wouldn't, you know, be able to have any of my loved ones. Like, you know, there's a lot of things that would be terrible about that. And so I don't know. I do in a lot of ways hope that there is some sort of reincarnation. You know, that I will respawn somewhere down the line, maybe 100 years from now, or, you know, it would be nice if I had some sort of memory of now, but, you know, I would be fine with just being alive and knowing what's going on in the future. That's all I want. I just want to know what's going to happen. Ancient aliens, dude, I can fluff my hair up to look like the fucking guy. Callie's been giving me a lot of shit lately because my hair is all over the place. And I look like the guy from the Ancient Aliens show almost. Like some ancient alien theorists believe. You ever watch X-Files? Oh yeah, dude. When I was a kid, that was the show. Like in the early and mid 90s, I think. Oh shit. That was the show, you know. You're starting to get the shakes, plus you're itching to go Get your Hogwarts fix on. Oh, good. Well, you better go cast some spells and shit, dude. And probably get some food in you. Or I don't know if you're probably getting the withdrawals from the lack of fucking Hogwarts, I guess. I'll have to get Callie to play it too, maybe. Kind of. Maybe I look exactly like him, I don't know. My hair is growing fast, dude.
Need a little more time. Specimen analysis.
Wish my beard grew that fast. I don't know, my beard grows pretty fast too, but it's so curly. Like my, oh fuck. My facial hair is very, very curly, and so for the first few months, it will just be a mass all tangled in itself pretty much. And it won't really look like anything is happening. Okay, let's just have a few megatons. Shitty. Oh, really need armor.
Fuck.
Yeah, buy the armor.
Specimen analysis complete.
It's a very
Got everything
well-timed
you need, Doctor?
insta-kill there right at the
Genetic
end
data transfer
when I don't need it
confirmed.
anymore.
Appreciate the effort, strike team. Cheers.
Beacon site identified. Proceed when ready.
Dude, I was trying to help some people do the Easter egg yesterday, and they were playing so slow, I quit the game. Like, I think we were about 2 hours in, and we were still on wave 2. And I just couldn't do it. I feel kind of bad, because I don't know if they got it done, but I really don't care. It was rough, dude. Like, I'm at wave 21 here at 2.5 hours, right? And I shit you not, we were 2 hours in on wave 2. They were trying to do Easter egg steps on wave 1, and you can't do what they were trying to do till wave 4. And I told them that, and they told me I was wrong. And, I mean... yeah, and at the same time, Callie had ordered some food from Pizza Hut. She got me a pizza and she got herself some pasta, and she brought me my pizza, and the dog, our really tall gangly ass dog, managed to get up on the counter and eat her pasta while she was gone from the kitchen for like just a minute basically. And then that turned into a situation because Callie was yelling at the dog and I didn't know what she was yelling at for like a second. So that was pretty much the last straw, because I was just sitting at the beacon when that happened, waiting for my teammates to decide when we were going to warp, because there was literally nothing left to do on the map. And they were still doing it. I don't know what they were doing, but they were doing it. And I was sitting at the beacon. I had tried to warp a couple times. The only thing they would say to me was they were like, "Wow, you're being really quiet, Cartman." And I was just like, "Yeah, because I'm about to scream at you guys."
All Apex targets are priority 1.
I didn't, though. I ended up leaving without saying anything, and that was probably for the best, because I was about to go off. Like, ask me to help you with something, you better need my help. Like, I don't want to sit there and screw around.
Like, I am about having some fun in some games and shit, dude, but on a certain level, I do consider myself to be a professional at certain things in these games, you know, and I don't, like with the Easter egg and stuff, I don't want to sit there and fuck around, because the game has a really high chance of crashing anyway, right? So the longer you fuck around, the less likely you're going to get through it. And I mean, they were wanting to pause the game for a while and just, I don't know, the one guy that was needing the Easter egg done didn't seem to want to do it.
Apex threat eliminated, Carver.
Taking out these commanders is no
He was just screwing around the whole time. His fucking clan tag was meth. And then he kept talking about smoking meth and all this shit. Like, that was neat. And, you know, I think he was just trying to be edgy. But I was just not buying it. And then I think because I wasn't buying it, he was trying even harder to be edgy. So then he was saying all sorts of really just dumb shit. And I'm just like, dude, I don't know. That's when I kind of stopped talking to those guys, but yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'll help people understand what's going on. I don't mind, like, you know, questions, I guess. But it's, yeah, it's like if they question my knowledge of it, right? Like, or tell me that I'm wrong about something within the Easter egg. It's like when they can't even get it done, and I can get it done solo whenever I want. It's, yeah. Yeah, Claire's still pregnant. It's a pretty good show. Like, Callie says that I'm basically a small combination of all the characters in the show. Because I do share similar details of my life with a lot of their backstories. It's weird. Yeah, Charlie shot Ethan, I think, in the last episode that we watched. Jack was mad because he wanted to interrogate the shit out of him. He wanted to let Saeed go to work on him a little bit. And you know what? I did too. I'm kind of pissed off that Saeed didn't get to torture that guy. Callie was saying, like, they should have had a character like me, basically, in the show that would have been an Iraq war vet, you know. Like, my story would have worked well in the show because I was in the war, and then my brother got killed in the war as well, and so I could have, like, strong animosity towards Saeed because of that, but it would have eventually been resolved through us, you know, working together or doing something together. I could feel it, basically. And that's a lot of what it is. Like, for the first couple years, I was really bitter that my brother had been killed by them, you know, and whatever. And I don't really know who did it, to be honest. I mean, there was a lot of foreign fighters, so it could have been anyone from anywhere. But, you know, they were technically our enemy, right? So I don't know. It just, like, I feel like that could have been a part of the show. They should have had some kind of veteran there, basically, for that. But I do like Saeed's story, dude. Like, I like Saeed a lot. He's fucking badass. Yeah, I appreciate it, Feedy. You know, he's a hero, man. That's the way I look at it.
Plasma field perimeter established.
He was fucking clearing rooms in Fallujah like all through what was called Operation Phantom Fury. So they were in Fallujah through like November and December, trying to clear it out, and there was a lot of enemy there. You know, it was pretty bad, and it basically took them the full 2 months to clear it all out. And on the last day of combat operations of that whole endeavor, you know, or that operation, my brother was trying to clear a house that was just chock full of motherfuckers. Like, his team had cleared the bottom floor and they didn't see anyone, so my brother's squad leader sent him upstairs with 3 other Marines, because my brother was a fire team leader, so he had to go lead these 3 other guys up there. And when they got upstairs, they encountered an estimated 30 to 40 enemy combatants in the upstairs against 4. And so they ended up, well, they had made entry into a room, I think, with the enemy, and realized how outnumbered they were. And at that point, they got back out into the hallway, because, you know, there's too many people in one room, you're just gonna get killed, right? So they had to get out of the room, and they were in the hallway throwing grenades into the room, and then the enemy was throwing grenades out into the hallway with them, and one of the grenades that they threw out went off right next to my brother and his team, and it pretty much mortally wounded my brother. The piece of shrapnel went into his armpit and into his heart. And then the guys that were there said that he said he was going to cover them and to get out, and he started aiming his rifle at the doorway where the main, you know, where most of the enemy was. And at that point they said he, I guess, realized he was mortally wounded and said, "I'm done." And then he slumped up against the wall and kind of sat down, and then they thought he was dead, basically. And the saw gunner was this kid named James Phillips. He stepped up into the doorway to cover the other 2 guys and ended up getting cut down pretty quick, and then he died. And then the other 2 Marines that were there with my brother, they managed to get out a window and out the building. And then there was a big counter assault. There was actually like multiple counter assaults into the building. I think over the course of like 3 hours they went back in 3 separate times to get everybody's bodies out and try to kill all the enemy. And they ended up getting everybody's bodies out, and then they just blew up the buildings with the bad guys inside pretty much, which ended the engagement. But it was a bad day. There was 3 Marines killed in the whole thing. Like, my brother and Phillips were killed in the house, and then my brother's best friend was named Eric Hillenberg. He was killed on a rooftop, like right next to that building. He was trying to provide overwatch while my brother's lieutenant was going rooftop to rooftop to get into the building where my brother was, and that's how they got him out. My brother's lieutenant managed to bring a team in from the roof. But it's crazy. There's a book about it called Shadow of the Sword. It was wrote by a guy named Jeremiah Workman. I highly recommend it. It's on like e-readers and shit, you know, and it's probably some of the most intense combat description you'll ever read. You know, it's like that whole day, you know, that whole firefight or whatever you would call it was it was really bad. Actually, like, I think it was last year, there was like 7 or 8 guys from my brother's unit that came up here to Montana to meet me, and they wanted to see where my brother was buried. And so I went and met with them, and they told me when I went to meet them that there was a tunnel system under the house, and that they didn't actually get everybody. See, my brother's lieutenant had told me about a year to the day. He called me and told me that they had blown up the building and that, you know, they had gotten everyone. But these guys that came and met with me, they told me that that wasn't true. That there was a tunnel network under the whole city, basically, but there was a main tunnel going to that building, and they said that there could have been as many as 100 enemy in there, and they just don't even know. Which is rad.
That's it. You're greenlit for
But you know,
launch,
the
pal.
past is the past, and I don't even know. Like I said, I don't even know who it was or what, because, like I said, there was a lot of foreign fighters over there. There's a man that earned the Medal of Honor in Fallujah named David Bellavia. You can look up his story and see, like, he was clearing a house, and his team or whatever, they left him in the house alone. You know, they thought the house was empty. And a lot of those houses had, like, hidden rooms and shit, hidden closets and whatnot. And so he was still in the house when the rest of his team went out, and he ended up in there alone, and he had to fight two guys pretty much hand to hand. And one of the guys that he was fighting was talking to him in perfect English with a British accent, telling him that he was going to cut his head off and put him on the internet. And, you know, they pulled passports off of people, like the foreign fighters in Fallujah there. They pulled passports off people from all over the world. Like, I've heard them listed off before, you know, and I think I've forgotten some of them, but I know I've heard it was Chechnya, France, Russia, the Philippines, the UK. My brother's team, when they went in to sweep the building or whatever, you know, there was one survivor of the enemy that they were able to pull out, that he was really badly wounded, you know, and they had to take him to the hospital in, like, Germany or some shit. And I think he ended up dying, but they were able to get information from him, you know, before he died, and they found out a lot of things, like that he was a 17-year-old kid from Saudi Arabia. So that's another country you can add to the list of people that were there to kill us. And then, you know, he said they were all hopped up on cocaine and atropine, which that's some shit that pros would do, man. Like, they gave us atropine injectors in case we were to get chemical attacked, you know, and it's like a auto injector. It looks a lot like the stupid stim shot here on this game, but maybe a little bit smaller. And you know, we were instructed to only use those if we got gassed. But if you did use it without being gassed, it's like a pure adrenaline shot. Which you wouldn't want to do that. It could pop your fucking heart, you know, but I guess if you're in a combat situation and you ain't got nothing else to live for, you do shit like that. And that's what these guys were on. Like, they said that they were not dying from being shot because they were so high on all this shit. But yeah, it's a pretty messed up war, you know, and it's, I guess war itself is pretty messed up. That's a lot of the reason why I'm not down with a lot what's going on nowadays. I wish some sort of peace could be achieved in Ukraine right now, and, you know, I don't know what the cost would have to be, but if it could be achieved through money or the trading of land, and not the killing of people, I think that would be better, you know. Regardless of who's dying, like I don't feel great about, you know, hearing about the Russians being killed, and I don't feel great about the Ukrainian people being killed. Like, it's not good on either side, and I don't want it happening. That's where I'm at with it, you know. And there's people who I used to think were really against war and shit that are like, oh yeah, we gotta get those Ruski sons of bitches, and I'm just like, man, if you only knew what you were really cheering for, I don't think you would. Because there's just a lot of innocent people caught up in the middle of all of that, you know. And the longer it goes on, the worse it will be for everyone. Like, when I come home from Iraq, I pretty much knew, you know, I didn't know after my first tour, because I was too much in there, I think, you know, like in the system to really even know what was going on outside of it, right? But it was pretty much right after I got out that I wanted us out of Iraq too. You know, I didn't feel like we belonged there. I knew that the longer we stayed there, the worse things would be for those people, because we're constantly patrolling, we're constantly cruising around, going from place to place, and any time we would take contact or, you know, get fired at, we would fire back with such a crazy volume of fire. Like, the, you know, it's like a fucking million times more bullets going out than coming in. And there was just way too much collateral damage as a result. You know, and I could see that. Like, we're supposed to be over there winning hearts and minds, right? But every time one of our guys got killed or got even shot at, we would respond by killing a shitload of them. And that shit wasn't working. We weren't winning over nobody with that. We were pissing everybody off, and that's why the longer it went on, the worse things got for us over there. It's good for making some money for all these elites in our life, you know. That's what's happening. Like, anybody that's been watching me for a couple of years would know, like, right as we were pulling out of Afghanistan, I was saying that they were going to put us in another war real quick, you know, because it's all about money. It's all about wars for profit. And it's not just the Ukraine thing either. We've got a couple irons in the fire, you know. We've got shit going on all over the world, and it's all in the name of the global war on terror, which another word for global is world. So, you know, it's basically World War III, I think, started with all this, and, you know, I don't see it ending. Not until you could figure out a way to make these billionaire, trillionaire companies stop making money from fighting these wars, because, you know, the people that make, like, our bombs, our jets, all that shit, they don't want to stop making those things, right? Like, it's great to be able to sell the government a full allotment of F-35 jets, right? But what better way to sell them a whole bunch more if half of them got shot down? You know, and that's what they want more than anything in the world. If we could have a big, huge war, oh my God, they would scrape up the wealth of the world and put it in their pocket. And that, I mean, that's what they're doing.
It should be restored once the harvester has...
You're just finishing your accounting. 10 more minutes. That's fine, babe. Oh, good. You know, and it really is at the expense of Ukraine, man. Like, all this, you know, people think like when they see reports of a certain amount of Russians being killed, that's some good news, and you know, we're winning in some way or something. And it's just, you know, you got to realize all the loss on the Ukrainian side. Like this war will probably go on until there's no people left in Ukraine to fight. And then what? You know? Like, I feel like it's really just like we will have weakened Russia a little bit by making them fight this war. But, you know, it will be at the cost of Ukraine. There will be no Ukraine. There will be no Ukrainian people. There will be no Ukraine. And I feel like the people who are, you know, putting Ukrainian flags in their bio and simultaneously seal clapping for fucking tanks and bombs being delivered to that country, they are going to feel really stupid. About as stupid as I did for thinking that I was going over to Iraq to find WMDs. You know, because I believe that shit too. And you talk to people about it nowadays, they act like it was common knowledge that shit wasn't there. And I think that's the way it's going to be in, you know, 20 years from now about Ukraine. We'll all be like, yeah, you remember that stupid ass proxy war we fought, where we completely fucked over the Ukrainian people? Because that's what I see happening, man. I don't see like Ukraine battling Russia back to the border and then invading and killing Putin and taking over that way, or winning the war or anything like that. Like, it's not gonna happen, dude. That's fucking movie shit, and this is the real world, you know. And the more Russia gets backed into a corner, the more likely they are to do some really fucking awful things, like, you know, using some of their weapons. Everybody wants to be worried about nukes and shit, right? But I'm more worried about the things we don't know about. I'm more worried about the things we don't even know the name for yet. Because I'm certain that our governments, probably all the governments of the world, have some sort of weapon that we don't know the name of. And until there is some sort of huge war again, it won't be brought out. I think there's a lot of that going on right now. I think the U.S. has something up their sleeve that they're not saying, and you know, we're basically taunting our enemies, trying to get either Russia or China to bite. You know, and it's like one of them's going to do it, and then we're going to just whip their asses, and you know, it'll be great for us, but not so great for the 100 million people that vanish instantly or whatever the hell. I mean, who knows, you know, because really, you guys, the nukes were invented like in the 40s and the 50s. It doesn't mean that they made the warheads back then and that's all we have either. Like, you know, you got to realize they kept figuring out better and better ways to make this shit our entire lives. And then at a certain point in like the 60s or 70s or so, they started having computers where they could start simulating shit, and then they just kept making the computers better and better until they have what they have now. And you've got to realize too, the things that they admit to having, they've got way beyond that, like 60, 70 years beyond that. So when you're hearing about quantum computing and you're hearing about AI, I'm telling you now, our militaries have been working on that for a lot longer than you've been hearing about it. So I would be a lot more worried about what they have that we don't even know about than silly nukes. I really think the nukes are probably a fucking joke anymore compared to what we could have. Can I recall every season of Lost's plot? I mean, I feel like season 1, they're basically on the beach trying to survive, and, you know, some of them end up in the caves, some of them want to stay on the beach. And then season 2, I think, is when they pretty much open the hatch and you start figuring out about the numbers and all that bullshit. And then I'm thinking season 3 is when they meet the others. And then season 4 is like after they stop pushing the button, and it goes back into like the 70s.
The modules have been deployed.
And then season 5 is when they're like off the island and everything's all jacked up, and Jack's trying to get everybody to go back and everything's all fucked up. And then season 6 is basically when they do go back, and then yeah, it just kind of, I mean, season 6, well yeah, season 6 is like, did I say season 6? I can't remember, but either way, the last season, yeah, I think they're just back on the island, and I don't know, like you get the conclusion for a lot of them, I guess. You know, it's weird because I feel like a lot of the characters aren't dead yet, right? But I think Jack is when he goes to the church. But some of the people are still living their life, you know. But it's, to me, it's like a metaphor for heaven or whatever, or maybe they're just at the gates of heaven. Because I imagine that heaven would be like that too, right? Like, there's going to be people that we're going to expect to see in heaven when we die, but they'll still be alive for a while, you know, before they die. But I think in heaven, time doesn't really exist. Like, you know, once you're dead, you're part of, like, infinity, you know, and time just has no relevance. It just does not even exist. I do kind of think that there is something to reincarnation in real life. Like, I do think that perhaps, you know, when I die, my soul will go back to some pool of souls, or maybe some collective energy where we all kind of feel the same, and whatever, we share this energy, or maybe we'll share an awareness or something, I don't know. But either way, at some point my soul will be pulled back to reality, or back to, you know, a living being, and it might not even be a human being, you know, it might be an animal of some kind. But yeah, I think that's possible. But, you know, I think it's also possible that time only moves forward, right? And so we don't go back ever. Like, you only ever end up further in the future each time, you know, each time you're fucking born or whatever. And that, I guess, is like the real value of life itself, is being in the here and now, because you and everyone else is only going to have this chance to be here now. No one else will. No one else at all. Not even all the people that'll be born in the future. It is only us that have right now. And that's what makes, you know, now so special and so valuable, is that it's ours. Yeah, dude, I haven't really seen it. Like I said, I haven't watched it back through.
Weaver, Requiem disruptor
Well,
satellite in position. Ready to tether
I think I had watched it a couple times straight through, like back to back, right before I got with Callie. And then I tried to have her watch it. Like I said, it was like 8 years ago or some shit. And I think that was it. I think that's pretty much the last time I watched it. So I know there's, as we're watching it here again, there's scenes that I'm seeing that I don't think I've even seen before, because I just didn't watch it enough to see all of it, or remember it all anyway.
Connection established. Systems nominal. Locking target. Initiating firing sequence.
You're to kill on
I think a lot of it too is I've watched a lot of like fan theory videos over the years, you know, and so it's like part of what I'm remembering about the show is probably not even part of the show. It's just shit that people thought. I don't know.
Cut the head from the snake, Turkey.
I do like it though, dude. And you know, anytime that I'm like saying that it's Jack's dream or anything like that, I'm just messing with you, dude. Like, I just think it's funny to to fuck with people, I guess, but you know, it's just in good fun. Like, I'm not trying to argue like the show or anything, because I'm sure you know it better than I do, and you know, I don't know. I just think it's funny to fuck with people, I guess, because that's what we did a lot in the Marines. In the Marine Corps, the more you liked somebody, the more you fucked with them. Like, I took a shit in another guy's hat, and it was because I liked that guy a lot. We were best friends. He didn't think it was fucking funny at the time, though. I'll tell you what, he did not like me for that. But when I took his hat and went in the bathroom and pinched a loaf off into it, it was probably one of the funniest things I've ever done in my life. I was laughing so fucking hard while I was doing that. I don't even know how I got it in there. You're still here, you can't balance, it's driving you nuts. Well, take your time. As long as you get a lunch hour, you know, it can happen whenever. I'll be here. Taking shits in people's hats. We used to really mess with each other bad in the Marine Corps, though, dude. You know, I know that sounds pretty weird to do to somebody, but I'm telling you, the things we did were really weird. Marines are kind of weird. We're really crude. Like the jokes and whatnot that we told, I can't repeat. A lot of the running cadences we had, you know, where we'd just be running down the road and you'd have to sing, I can't say them because it's shit that you know, some of it's pretty raunchy, man. Like, it's beyond raunchy. Some of it was so bad that you couldn't even say it on certain parts of the base. Like, the first time I ever got called out to call cadence, I got out next to the formation and started yelling, and my sergeant stopped me right in my tracks, made me do like 25 push-ups while the rest of the platoon ran away, and then I had to catch up to their asses. And it was all because I had said what I had said. And, you know, I think we were on a part of the base where like some really high-ranking officers might have heard what we were singing, and we would have gotten in trouble, basically. But I didn't know it was like that. I had no clue. My sergeant acted like I knew, though. He's like, I told you about that shit. I think he had told somebody else maybe while I was there, but I wasn't paying attention because he wasn't screaming at me, so I didn't give a shit. But either way, you know, I wasn't supposed to call that certain cadence around those barracks or whatever. So I got locked the fuck on. Knock it off, you damn abomination! What's up, Chris? I do agree with that, man. I think that Jesus died so that I can go to heaven. I also keep an open mind, though, about the afterlife and whatnot. You know, it's like, for all we know, reincarnation could be part of God's plan as well. You know, maybe it's just part of life that like hasn't been wrote down yet. You know, maybe we don't find out about it till we die, and then we don't remember it when we're born. You know, so we just really don't know. We're not allowed to know. Because there are some people, you know, it's like the expression old souls. Like, there's some people who seem like they've been around a bit. You know, it's like they're way beyond their years and whatnot, right? And it just could be that some people are more intelligent than others. But I don't know, man. There's been some weird shit I've seen and read about, like, you know, kids that could describe certain events and stuff at a very young age that they shouldn't have any knowledge of, but somehow they do, you know. It's like they actually can remember maybe their past lives. I don't know, like I said, I keep an open mind about it because I don't know, right? So it could literally be anything. It could be nothing, you know. But I do like to believe that there is such a thing as heaven, and you know, when we die, if we qualify, I guess we'll go there. I don't know about how I feel about that though either, right? Because I feel like if God is as loving and as forgiving as we're taught he is, then maybe there is no hell, you know. Like maybe, you know, I've thought about this a lot. Like I think that maybe all of us are just meant to be like the nerve endings of God, and we're just meant to experience life, and who we are and all that really is not as important as we think. You know, we think that we are ourselves and whatever, but we're really just a part of something much, much bigger. And when we die, you know, we'll realize that, right? We will realize that we weren't just this individual or whatever, and I don't know. I guess that to me is like the only thing that's scary about death, is just not knowing what's gonna happen. I guess I probably don't really care one way or the other what is gonna happen, but I just want to know. Like first. You like the theory that if we die, we all end up at the same time, even if we die at different times? I think that there is a purgatory, but if you are proven to be a bad person, you go to hell, but instead relive purgatory over and over again until you prove you're good. Yeah, and maybe life is purgatory. You know, this. And you have to relive your life over and over again until you get it right, you know. And that goes with the whole, like, expansion and compression of the universe theory, where, you know, as the universe is born, so are we, and we live our lives as time goes forward. And then one day the universe will collapse in on itself, and then, you know, it'll repeat and do it all over again, right? And when it explodes and does it all over again, eventually we will be reborn and have to do this all over again. And it just happens over and over and over. Or it could be quantum immortality as well. There's this theory called quantum immortality, where they think that, you know, when you die, your consciousness or your soul goes to like a different version of you, basically, like another dimension where you made a different choice, right? And you didn't die. Like, they think the universe itself is so large and so vast that there would have to be somewhere out there a copy of Earth where everything was exactly the same, literally exactly the same. And then there would also have to be enough copies of the Earth where anything that we had ever done or chosen would happen as well. Like, all the possibilities of life would happen. And so, you know, that goes into the quantum immortality theory, right? Like, maybe you die here, and because the universe was spawned out of a singularity, and there's this thing called quantum entanglement that basically entangles all particles that have ever touched. So technically everything in the universe has all touched, right? So we could just die here and then be awake. Like, maybe you die and then it's like you go to sleep, right? And you wake up the next day, like it's like the movie Groundhog Day, but you're in your bed and you just don't know that you died. Like, there's been times, dude, where things have happened to me that I thought I should have died, right? And sometimes when that shit happens, I think I did in fact die. And fucking, you know, I'm just not allowed to be aware of that death. Again, I don't know shit, and I could be wrong about every single bit of that. But I like to keep an open mind because I just don't know.
Great.
Brayden!
You have a signal.
Why don't I play Vanguard? Because it was really bad at launch, and it stayed really bad, and I don't like to condone that sort of behavior.
To activate the beacon.
You guys, I gotta make Brayden a moderator. Managing moderator, what the fuck? How do I make you just a regular moderator? I have no idea. I want to make Brayden a mod, you guys, because he made me a mod in his stream, and he's a really good streamer. He's the same age as me, actually. He plays pretty much old school zombies and like BO3 customs and shit. He's a really chill dude. He's a really good dude. He's fucking smart. He's funny. You guys should definitely subscribe to his channel and probably watch him more than me. But seriously. But no, he's really cool, dude. Oh, good. And he tries to say, oh, good. It's funny, there's a couple people that I've been watching, and I'll say it in chat, and then they try to say it like me, and it's funny as fuck. It's hard to do, man. I think the only reason I can get it so deep is because I messed up my vocal cords back in the day, but you don't need mod. Yes, you do! I just don't know how to do it. I think I can do it. Oh, I don't know. It's weird that it's only giving me the option. Oh, wait, I scrolled down. Now I see it. I am not as stoned as I once was. It says add as standard moderator or add as managing moderator. I'll do standard. I don't expect you to do anything with it, dude. You know, it's more like a fucking loyalty badge slash, you know, it just shows that I don't know, that I like you, I guess. I don't know. I like your content. I don't know how to say this without being awkward, but I'm trying. Yeah, I'm on Streamlabs. I was using the original OBS since the very beginning of me streaming, like 2014, and then you know, I had tried to go to OBS Studio years ago, and I just didn't feel like I needed all that, so I just kept the regular OBS. But it's you know, it's been to the point here in the last few years where you couldn't even get the original OBS anymore. Like, you could only get Studio, and I didn't like that because I really couldn't help people. You know, it was like me trying to help people stream and shit that prompted me to get Streamlabs, because a lot of the people I was trying to help at the time were using it. But I might go back to OBS, or I don't think I can get the original OBS because I actually took it off my computer, because once I got used to Streamlabs, I realized that I didn't even need OBS, and I don't like to have a lot of bullshit on my computer that I'm not going to use. So, but I might try Studio. I see polls and stuff where people say they use OBS Studio more than Streamlabs. These sons of bitches are screwing around. I might lose this one, man.
That translates to all baddies on the way.
Oh, it's a big guy. Oh my god, I've got vines. I'm so stupid. You are so stupid. I'm like, why is this so hard? Oh yeah, I didn't put my vines out. Derp. No! I don't want this shitty gun. It got down a little bit more than I would have liked, but we did all right. We survived.
My lab will begin analysis immediately.
And we've only got 4 goddamn downs.
Site identified.
Again, I did give myself 2 of them on purpose, trying to straighten my perks out, but I am quite embarrassed by those other 2. If my garbage can wasn't doubling as a coin bucket, I would have kicked it all over the room. Surprised I haven't crashed yet. Yeah, I'm on the Series X, but I play the Xbox One version of the game on the Series X. But yeah, I'm surprised with this game installing that I haven't crashed. It's only at 6%. My highest wave is 69 though. 69, I did it on purpose just so I could have it on my leaderboard like that. I used like 1 shot of that. Great. So when I clicked on your name, Brayden, there was the typical... Wait, I think I can show you actually. Maybe I don't have it over there. But yeah, there was like the typical list of options, right? But then there was like just a little drag down thing on the side that I wasn't noticing where I could actually scroll down. So it was only looking like it was giving me the option to make you a managing mod. But if I scrolled down just inside that little window itself, it was right there underneath of it. I'm not sure how the supermod thing actually works though, as far as like what powers they have. I think they can like maybe, I'm not sure. I don't know. I believe they can ban other mods and shit, but I'm not sure what all they can do. I think maybe they can do pretty much anything the streamer can do except for maybe stream, you know. They probably can't see like stream keys and shit like that, but I think they can manage certain things, like they can change your game title, stream title, a lot of things.
Team is KIA. You'll need to complete the extraction process. Search the area for those harvesters. Disengage the Aetherium canister and bring it to the rocket.
Clocking out. Damn, $200 was hiding from you. Did you find it?
Purge the harvester to reveal Don't try to hurry.
Hopefully you found it.
The very moment of harvester detachment.
They have the Aetherium, Strauss. Moving to the rocket.
Besides being quite heavy, Ethereum emits unique radiation. It will impair your vision.
I'm gonna have to do some round 50 runs on BO1 though, dude. I'm feeling like I need to get back into that shit. I am so pissed. Like the other day when I played, I couldn't believe how bad I was. Because I used to be really good at old school zombies, and I have lost my touch big time. And it's just these newer ones are so fucking easy, you know, that you get like you forget about the little, like it's a little more simple, the older ones, but you know, you just have to really pay attention. Like it's not easier, you know, but I don't know how to explain it. There's definitely, it's different, you know. I think they're harder for sure. Like BO1's pretty tough. But I never used to think of it like that, you know. Like that was my shit basically for years. Like I could easily just play, you know, and go for as long as I wanted until the game would, you know, shit itself basically. Like I'd pretty much play co-op, so it was usually my internet would crash and that would be that.
Thank you for your assistance.
Definitely want to get back into the old school shit though.
Beacon location has been identified.
I think I'm gonna exfil you guys. It's lunchtime. Callie's on her way home. Let's see. I can't decide. What do I want? Can't decide. I can't make up my mind. Which one? Which one should I take? That one?
Hand cannon available. Death machine ready. Flamethrower ready.
Wolf deck. There's Lone Wolf. Do you read?
Raptor 1, strike team ready for evac.
Turret ready to deploy.
Plus, I do got some stuff I want to do. I need to run to the parts store and see about grabbing a quart of oil for my son's car. We bought our son a 2010 Subaru Forester. I thought it was an Outback the other day, but it's a Forester. I forgot. I guess I just didn't really look at it very well, but we bought it, you know. It's fucking $6,000 for a really nice car, actually. I cannot believe how good that thing is. I'm kind of kicking myself for having never owned a Subaru, because it's like it feels so well put together and it runs badass, and it's, you know, it does have some miles on it, but it's, you know, it's fairly older, and they're all just highway commuting miles, so it's, you know, it's not too bad. A lot of those cars like that are known to run for a very long time, so I'm not too worried about it. But either way, it is a nice car. But Subaru's having the rotary engine, you know, they do kind of just naturally burn oil, so I need to check the oil out on it and just see how that goes, because I think you have to check it like every 2 weeks or something just to make sure it's not getting too low. I'm not entirely sure, actually, because I've never owned one. But back in the day when I bought a sports car, you know, I had a choice between a few cars in my budget. One of them was the WRX STI, and I almost got it. I ended up spending $32,000 on a fucking 2005 Pontiac GTO, which ended up being, I mean, I love that car, but in reality, it was kind of a piece of shit. It was nice, but I didn't take very good care of it, and I probably didn't really have the money to to maintain it. And I probably wouldn't have had the money to maintain a Rex either, but I really wanted one. And I, you know, having got this Forester here, I can see where it probably would have been the better option, and I wish I would have done it. Wish I would have got a WRX. They were kind of rivals at launch, the GTO and the WRX. There was some write-ups in the car magazines, like Car and Driver and that, where they compared them, you know, and on paper, they were really close, like, as far as a race would go. So it came down to a driver's race if you ran into one on the streets. You know, it was, if you were in a GTO and they were in a WRX, they could win if they were a better driver than you, or you could win if you were a better driver than them. It's just how you're able to drive either one of those cars, or you might tie if you're both really good drivers. But yeah, either way, I wish I would have got one. I think I might actually get one here at one point. Well, yeah, no problem, Feedy. Thanks for being here, man. Have a good day. Hopefully you have a good weekend, too. It's Friday, so get out there, you know, be safe, but have some fun, man. And I will see you Monday with some Hogwarts, I guess. Well, yeah. Take it easy.